reference, right?
Yeah. Hardy har.
I thought it was funny.
Of course you did. Oh jeez.
Master Uguay, who did this to you? Some cannibal.
Alright, hopefully that fixed the issues. Hopefully. Gonna get even worse when the fair starts. Yeah, there we go. Right, there is a waypoint right there. Elemental skill with cryo from leeway. Ganyu? I think that might be right. Oh, I need to equip the camera.
Born of ice and frost.
What? That was an elemental skill, and she's cryo. Is she not from leeway? I thought she was. She says stuff like for Rex Lapis and such. I don't know how she isn't.
Unleash!
She's from leeway, but Ganyu isn't. What? I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah, from leeway. What? Why is the event trying to claim that she's not from leeway? What the heck? Suddenly she's not from leeway anymore? Even though she is? How does this make any sense? Dendrobo. Okay, so Kale. At that time.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale, reporting.
Well, no, it's here, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. $1,800 Electro Zuma. So Shogun.
Nearer to the action is closer to the truth.
What is the situation?
Shine down.
Let's spark things up a little. Come a little closer.
Yeah, she's not gonna be
Animal
like Lily to
hyperspace
do much of
simulation.
anything.
Stay clear. Animal test 6303. Hold that pose.
Alright. So it needs to be 1,800 though too, right? Yeah. Don't they say usually the best time to take a photo is at dawn or dusk? I believe it is. I believe that's generally like the golden hour.
One day, I will showcase Inazuma's fireworks.
There is no escape!
Alright. Oh, we've almost got enough for another 10 pull. I know we have quite a bit of pity from the previous banner, which is I'm kind of surprised that we haven't already pulled a 5-star yet. As I know we're already pretty high on pity before this banner. Animo. My goodness, there are a lot of these. So, Dendro from Samira, okay. Just sounds like Kale again. I think, yeah.
I'll ensure your safety.
Wait for my signal.
we... I think we can do it facing the camera, yeah. What is her idol, actually? We will soon find out. Oh, she pulls out a boomerang. That's interesting. Hmm. Is there a waypoint right here? No. Okay. Elemental skill geo claymore. Okay. Isn't she like level 80 or something? I thought, yeah.
Oh, how exciting!
Oh yes, I should change you to Sucrose.
Leave it all to me.
Charged attack using Hydro. Catalyst user. Okay, sounds like Mona. Some people really like Mona for some reason. I don't really get it. Oop. Isn't there? Yeah, there is. Okay. So 1800 hours pyro polearm user. Dia? Or Diluc?
Gotta.
I don't know if we're in the correct time though. Yeah. Is her weapon not a pole? Oh wait, oh no, polearm is. Yeah. This one.
I can't wait any longer.
Another freebie poll. How many freebies do we have? 7. Oh man, just a little bit more and we can do a 10 pull on this again. Oh. If only it kept count for us, the pity that we have. I'm pretty sure we're up in the like 70, 80 range, something like that. We've got to be way up there on this banner by now. I know we did quite a few before this. And then we've done quite a few on the banner itself, so, yeah. I think we've got to be pretty close. I'm gonna go users from here. Different outfits, nothing suspicious about that, Candace.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, she's looking forward. Ooh.
Just being able to relax and wander the streets freely has already made my day.
I see.
So, Traveler, Paimon, you two want to
Traveling
come
the
with?
streets with you has already made her day. Ooh.
We'd love to, but we've got work to do right now.
Aw, that's a shame. Let's hang out together when you're free then.
Sure.
Ooh, she wants
In that
even
case,
more action.
Candace and I'll head out
wow.
first. Good clothing and fabrics are very much in demand.
She's inviting
You
us
snooze,
into
you
the
lose.
action. Wow.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
We should also get some accessories.
No
Ex-
rush.
Ooh, what?
I think we'll have a better
What are
time
you
if we
talking-
take things slow. See you two later. Feel free to
Okay.
come find us whenever you have the time.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find time. I'm sure we can find time
I
for
didn't
this.
think that Candace and Dio would come. Hanging out with them sounds like a great time.
Yeah. Now you will suffer the full power of the dark side of the Force. There we go. That's how we make KFC. So we burned it with fire, so then it's also cooked and ready to eat. No need to order it, just blast it with fire. Don't even need to order KFC. Cook it right there and then.
My arrival as well. An ocean of stars? What's that? Does it have fish in it?
Fish? No, don't play dumb. Is this some kind of game?
I should be the one saying that. I didn't get what you said at all.
Now that sounds like Emma. That sounds 100% like Emma. I shall cut.
Wait, let's go see if we can get ourselves some
10.
trees. And we got the chainsaw. What?
We have Council of Council of Turtles.
Ow!
Master Uguay has died. Who could have done this?
Jeez. Alright, let's go get some logs and start building the bridge.
Alright, I'm collecting turtle meat to put on the racks.
Alright, sounds good. I'll start getting some trees knocked
Did
down
you
here.
like that joke? Master Uguay has died.
Oh my gosh.
You get the reference, right?
Yeah. Hardy har.
I thought it was funny.
Of course you did. Oh jeez.
Master Uguay, who did this to you? Some cannibal with a club bashed my head in.
Wow, that is so much.
To a wall. A lock on it. Ooh, Jen, these look like your siblings. I think I found your family. Yeah, this definitely looks like your family here. Now you can be reunited. I can give you the coordinates and you can find your family in Genshin Impact. This is some great news for you, Jen.
Splendid. In that case, how would you like to be my partner?
Ooh.
I always feel at ease when you're by my side. But of course, please don't let me get in the way if you wish to participate with someone else. Oh, you'd really like to?
Somebody
And
is
it's my honor.
blushing. Ooh.
Or I suppose I should say, please pardon my inexperience.
Oh, don't worry. I can be a wonderful teacher. Your inexperience won't be a problem. Probably
Perhaps
lonely.
it's because I've always wanted to be like Kamai and play a Kitsuyugen with humans. Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone.
Yeah, it's called loneliness.
Anyway, thank you for taking the time to play with me. When we played a Kitsuyugen,
That sounds so wrong.
Paimon said the loser would have to grant the winner a wish.
Just take a sniff of this chloroform and I'll just dig this hole and we'll stick you inside and, and no one will be the wiser.
I just hope I don't have another run-in with, you.
Another normal day. Time to abduct some people, hold them for ransom, and burn some buildings down, am I right? Let's go! Yeah, exactly. Indeed, yes. This is what we do to spice things up a little.
How come Klee said he's looking for his mom, but Kaya says he's looking for his dad? It more sense to them, but it's gonna get confusing for everyone else.
That's because Klee has mommy issues, whereas Kaya has daddy issues. That's why. That's why they mention different people.
It's okay. I understand.
Do I still stand by this bone and chicken side? I mean, hey, listen. All of the best chicken has bones in it. When you think boneless, you think like buffalo chicken, barbecue, which is like, yeah, it's okay. It's not the best chicken. But then when you think bone-in chicken, you think fried chicken. That's the good stuff. And oven roasted chicken. Ooh, and then the grilled chicken. So, all of the best chicken has bones in it, okay? That's just straight up facts. You can't deny that. So where exactly does this have a day, sir? Not a good day, just a day. I know. My opinions are not valid. Gotta love them iframes. Oh, he's gone. He's down for the count.
Nice and spicy. Now you shall perish.
Could be, yeah, he's gone. Night night.
Will report its findings.
That's why it doesn't make
as soon
sense
as
to
possible.
shut down businesses, because that's not where
The
like
east side of Michigan
80%
Avenue in
of
Loop
those
District,
cases
the
are
Gold
caught.
Coast Block in the near north side, and the River North neighborhood are the most affected areas. We have also received reports from Evanston and Oak Park. Until the source of the disease is identified, we ask that general public refrain from eating at restaurants, cafes, bars, and public places.
Just don't
If
eat.
not necessary,
It'll be fine if you just don't eat.
visit major public hospitals in urban areas.
He just got done saying that the main way that they're catching it is in residential areas, and he's like, "Oh, don't go into public areas," even though that's not where they're
You look so
catching it.
angry, Mr. Netto. Are you okay?
Oh man. Wondering if this
I'm
is
fine.
real life right now.
The casualties are staggering.
The brain deadness is astounding.
How did the Manus do that?
If you ever need ether tanks and they're at your disposal, there's just one problem. You'd need the form's approval to set foot on the Isle of Harm. Were it up to me, you'd be on the next ship out, but that's a lot. We can't wipe their asses unless it's in accordance with their procedural motions. You may be rest assured that my backside is immaculate. Don't trust me.
You too.
We all knew
Link's
this would
rated
have
R. A little
happened,
bit of insanity
but
resides within us all.
It took place too soon, caught us all off guard.
And
there were only
yes,
clothes
we are
left.
all slightly insane. Just a little bit.
That's right.
The crazy people are always.
I've looked up the directory of Arcadis in the U.S. in
Imagine how
1929.
boring it would be to be
None
the
of
same
their
as everyone
families on
else. You have to be such a boring person.
She was
for that to be
Greco's
the
biological
case.
daughter.
Nurse, if you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Interesting.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Fly faster, Paimon.
Because we are Matra.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Nah, I'd think once.
Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back.
Oh, it's not too late for you if we
You
turn
must
back.
be Sino. I've
We
heard a
don't
lot
really
about
care
you.
about saving
You've got
your
quite a
life, though.
reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed.
You want forgiveness? Get religion.
And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you? Hmm?
That's right! We won't just sit back and do nothing!
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, Sino? My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful enough. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up.
Is that so?
Corrupt?
Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
You can try.
Happy to oblige.
Nowhere to run!
Steady us, protect us.
No, my sword!
The fuse is lit!
Here come the fireworks!
Lucky today.
Time for a light show!
Leave it all to me. Let the show begin.
Rain cutter! No, my sword!
Fire hazard!
You want this?
Ugh! This doesn't change anything!
Still
You're
got
in
the
over your head,
moves.
Sino! There will be others coming for you! You'll regret it!
I forgot the part where that's my problem.
Let's get out of here!
Stings, doesn't it?
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap.
Like that would matter. The gender shed is on it. You freaking femboys of legend.
I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well. You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes. Right?
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you. They'll do anything to keep their prestige intact. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. We ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation. I've become more vigilant ever since, staying alert even while I sleep.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming? Was he okay?
He survived with a fractured wrist. It took 2 months for him to recover, but luckily, there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected Matra. You'll have the chance to meet him someday. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous. I'm already used to such grueling conditions, but I don't want to see you two get hurt.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be long till we're at the bottom of this. And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
You did pretty good to have lasted this long.
Oh, the fish used to jump onto my boat. Prescott's and their finance fiends snapped up harbor rights.
Dang Prescott's dropping me out of my fishing grounds. Man, they missed out on such a good opportunity to make him Australian. Why would they not make him Australian? It's a shame.
That looks like a very naughty position.
You're such a box full of surprises. So we're playing Truth or Dare now. I see.
Restream bot says YouTube. Wins an NGOU, why so close?
Getting angry, are we? Sorry, but it's just so much fun to rile you up.
I think she wants you to try other means of persuasion there, Roper.
You're the very first person to pique my interest like this.
Yeah, I think she definitely does.
Have great potential.
Alright, we back. Did I already do this one? I think I did. Was that the last one? Yeah, it was. Okay. We all done with that one and that one. We did that. Okay. Does this reset or not? I don't think it does. So, yeah. No, yeah, we can go do her quest now. We've done plenty for the time being. Oh. I love Chevrus's ability to reduce stamina consumption. It's insanely useful. As is Chevrolet just in general. Especially for these kind
I
of
thought
team
I told
comps.
him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You
Oh,
can't treat a
Tighnari?
glazed lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
Was it Tighnari? I don't think so. I don't think it was him.
She can put this knowledge to even...
No. No, it's not gonna be Tighnari.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tighnari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tighnari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Yummy.
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in just a moment.
And those were his last words.
Tighnari's busy no matter where he is, huh? Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Paimon is super careful about what she eats. Well, looks like Tighnari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime. Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Huh?
Who's sniffing her flowers?
Paimon's... fine. She's just got a
Allergies? Yeah. Yep.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
What, she knows that it's gonna cause an allergic reaction?
It's getting worse. Why? But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
Oh my goodness. The voice actress for this really went above and beyond. This is actually a really good job, I'd say.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice! Wait! Whoa, that was fast! Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore!
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Oh, allow me to introduce
She is
myself.
quite pretty.
I'm Emilie, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon! The thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
Yeah, but I wouldn't think that these plants would activate it.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction. But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Drugs are very good
Paimon,
at
there you are.
controlling symptoms.
Is everything
Not
all right?
so good at treating
I
problems.
left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Symptoms, yes.
Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
It's not
Well,
really
different
something
people
you
are
can
allergic
make
to
sense out
different
of,
things.
Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
I think I've heard before that almond allergies are actually quite severe, usually when someone has it. Okay, I guess there are some more mild ones, but yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
I know I have met some people who have severe allergic reactions to almonds before.
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
In addition to medicine, Emilie is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
Well, being into scents, she's gonna know a lot about a lot of different things, like even tree scents. Because even stuff like trees will be, they'll extract the oil from it to make a more woody scent. And then you've also got more herbaceous scents like grasses. Lemongrass is kind of a slightly more herbaceous scent, also citrusy. Lemon is obviously citrus. But yeah, you kind of have a whole bunch of different categories of scents that come from different plants. There's even some from like tree leaves. Tea tree oil would be another one.
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name, Auguste.
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a
I
name
have no
for
idea
people
who
as well.
this is.
Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania? Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago. It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless disputes and scams.
The thing with hoarding a bunch of it is you aren't really guaranteed that the price is going to continue to go up. That's only if the demand continues to outstrip the supply. If the supply picks up and the demand decreases, you could end up holding on to a bunch of perfume that's not actually worth all that much after everything's said and done.
But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last. Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
I mean, what are you gonna throw people in prison for if they're legally buying perfume and holding on to it? Like that's a crime to legally buy with your own money perfume and hold on to it? Like that's kind of overstepping there. Like, oh, we're gonna throw you into prison because you bought a bunch of perfume and are holding on to it. Like that's a crime? Like, it's an inconvenience. It's not very nice. But should we be throwing people in jail for doing that? Probably not. That seems like a big overstep.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
Wow.
10 million? Then what about now?
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
If it was cultivated for that, then would that mean that it was created using other varieties? So couldn't it be recreated?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emilie look for it.
I have to agree. Emilie wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand mora-making endeavors planned.
Uh-oh.
Divine, noble, one of a kind.
No, it just means
all
Paimon's
beautiful
gonna have to
sentiments,
take
to be
matters
sure,
into her own
but
hands.
To me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Well, Paimon wants them to remember the mora-making opportunities that the flower presents.
Wow, so noble.
Paimon just wants the
there's
mora.
also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market.
Just imagine, Paimon, if we find and take the only Auguste flowers still in existence before anyone else does and cultivate our own Auguste flower farm, we'll be the only people with the access to it. Imagine how valuable that will be, and we'll be the only ones who can make it. Ooh.
Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market.
We just have to get it for ourselves before anyone else does. Then start our own garden of Auguste flowers. Make a whole bunch, and we'll be the only people who can sell authentic Auguste perfumes. Nobody else will be able to because we have the only supply of it.
If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Come on, Paimon, let's go find it for ourselves.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
Oh, no trouble at all.
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Huh, I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say, but you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area.
Why is
Back
there
when he
an
was still
insect
working in
here?
Fontaine, Auguste
How did you even
was
get
his
in
creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher,
Hit him, I
the
think
one
I
who
did.
taught me the basics of perfumery
no
when I
idea how that
apprenticed in
insect got
Sumeru.
in here. Like the window and everything is all
So
sealed up.
this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a
Don't
long
worry,
story.
Paimon, it is.
If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
Okay, why is our ping doing this? I hate it when our internet does this stupidity. Oh. I think it will, yeah, it'll phase me right through it. Yeah, our ping is still like stupid high.
Oh, look at all the flowers!
Indeed.
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that Mora back?
Yeah. Seems like they might have more to burn.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he?
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emilie? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emilie's friends.
Yeah,
Well,
she
then,
has friends.
The pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course! We're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Yes.
Something makes me doubt that.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower, then.
Probably.
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a Auguste? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emilie. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the August flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the August they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent. Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If Auguste were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru. Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here?
Nope.
It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that.
Something's fishy. Mm-hmm. Definitely
Of course,
fishy.
no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
All right then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
Fishy. Very fishy. Very suspicious.
Whoa,
Lots of flowers.
The smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Paimon took a sneaky peek.
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants, but to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze
They're
will go
very
fetch it for you.
suspicious.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily
suspicious.
necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay
She's
you
also
for
very
your
cute.
hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You've stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Oh no.
Is that so? Mr. Oud, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Very suspicious. Oh, a
Edgar!
unique fragrance.
Master!
Hey, Edgar. Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Kyria. August.
What did they do?
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
Detective, Traveler, and Paimon.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
So they know who it is. But they're not gonna say. Very suspicious.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Probably. This scuffle probably had something to do with it. Yep. Yeah, why else would somebody go to all that hassle to pour it out? To make sure that he doesn't have it.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
Nope.
True.
So they know who it was.
We looked all over, but the only
And
clue
we know
found
what
was
it
that
was.
bottle.
So now the question is how they got their hands on it and
The
why
most
they're
important
hiding
thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still
Oh.
unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now. Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid, and how toxic it is to the human body.
Very.
But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation.
Yep, I think so
Mr.
too.
Sylvain, Mr. Lucian.
They seem to know who it is,
wait,
or
you
have a
know-
very good idea who it would be.
Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others.
Ah, so
A
it's the
researcher
third
from Sumeru
person.
responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators
the
and
third one.
profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
They're all
Every time your brother
criminals.
called you Blaze,
Guilty
it took
until
you several
proven
seconds to
innocent.
respond. But when I called you Lucian just now, the name registered immediately.
Yep.
Ah, Miss Emilie, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine,
Shilowook
I'm
says, "Hey,
inclined
guys."
to believe that was simply
Hey,
a poor
what's
attempt
up?
at humor. You have a
How
bright
goes it?
future ahead
Thank
of
you for the
You
follow.
wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular
But
perfume
accusations
merchants,
are the best
and
ever.
yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emilie, you little.
Shilowook says at Pack Lord 21, how was your day today?
It's good. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I think we caught the culprits.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in danger.
No.
So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain?
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucian, Edgar,
Shilowood
and a
says at
researcher
Lord
from
21
Sumeru
glad to
in
hear
charge
that
of
your day
flower
was good. 3.
cultivation.
Thank you.
Sometime down
How
the
was your
road,
day?
the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that.
No.
Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire.
Shilowood says my day was going good, thanks for asking. 3.
Was going good. What happened?
Everything we worked to create was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
Maybe.
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
Probably seeing if they're gonna lie to her or not.
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Why do you ask someone something you already know? Because you want to see if they're going to tell you the truth or not. That's why.
Kiria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think.
Tells
He
you a
helped
lot
his
about a
sister
person.
with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones
Shilowood says
who
at
even knew
Lord
she had a
21 do
brother.
you stream every day?
After our
Not
operation was
quite every day.
compromised, he disappeared.
Almost.
There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kiria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kiria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Poison? No. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested.
Yeah.
Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole
Shilowood
bottle
says
at
I'd.
once.
Smiley face.
If Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kiria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste.
Yeah.
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kiria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back Auguste.
Somehow I don't believe
We
him.
only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself.
Shilowood says
As
so.
long
How
as
have
we
been you
keep
streaming
things
like in
honest
general?
This time around,
It's been
bringing
pretty
the
good.
product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kiria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway,
that
that's
sounds
all
likely.
we know. if you're looking for information
Probably
on
more
what's
like they
in
were
a
trying not
goose
to
or
further
what to
incriminate
do
themselves.
If you ingest it, there are only two people to ask: Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well,
No.
at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact a goose. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Indeed.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucille,
He
let's
doesn't
head
sound
back to
too
the
glad.
room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
More like they
Of
need to
course.
plot some more.
Shilowook says that's good to hear 3.
Thank you.
Huh, you think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence.
Oh,
But
I'm
based
sure
on
we can
Sylvain's
find
tone
more.
of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
True.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
I wonder if she's a detective on the side.
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes,
Paimon
that's because
is
most of the
unusual.
patients I encounter are already dead.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic
That's
team and the
interesting.
Marechaussee Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation. I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Yeah. Then we can produce it for ourselves and become filthy rich.
Shilowook says, where are you from, my friend?
Originally from Washington State, now in Idaho State. I don't get why I can't use the thing here. I'm flying after all. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
It's the most horrible thing.
What? Edgar was attacked?
No.
He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Very carefully.
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kyria. I'll
Shilowook
start
says that's
gathering my
good.
forces. We won't let him get away.
No one escapes.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
No, he's just gonna wing it.
Shilowook says, I like your hairstyle,
I'm sure the
BTW.
sheriff
Thank
can
you.
handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amorta Darshan. Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emily is certainly in the best position
So
to help
she's
him.
modest too,
As
eh?
for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about
She's
Vijava
modest
and
and
Kyria.
cute.
Oh,
I
that's
like her
right.
already.
Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but Now, it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help
Probably
me investigate.
Kuki.
With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emily to watch
At
over
least
things
says, can
here
I know
in
which
Port
character
Ormos.
do you like most in Genshin?
Yeah, probably Kuki, at least on a pure attraction level, I would say. Yeah. If you want to know characters I'm most attracted to, it would be not you. Where is she? Where's the Kuki? There she is.
Wait for my
It
signal.
would be these four. Kuki to me is very hot. Charlotte is not too far behind her. Sucrose is super cute.
Yeah. Stand clear. Animal test 6308.
And then you have Lisa. Let me see if I can get some of her voice lines. Will she do any of her voice lines?
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Blitz.
Her voice lines are extremely suggestive, though.
Shilowook says, can I ask something? If you don't mind, why not you can create your fave character and attach to your fave place?
Sure. Tick tock, tick tock.
Well, it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's discovered anything. But things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Paimon always telling us what to do. Aye aye, Captain Paimon. Chlorand is actually way up there though too. Oh wait, it's over here.
Emily!
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Oh, the thing in my background? You mean my
Shilowook says,
swords?
Pack Lord 21, hey, what's the thing in your background?
Think you're
with tongue
talking
sticking
about
out.
my swords? Oh. Wait. Did it load the last message there? Are you talking about this or my swords? Because this is my reed diffuser. I actually need to flip it and everything. But yeah, I have essential oil in it. Lavender. Especially when I flip it. Mostly just when I flip it. I get smell. It doesn't... I think it's because the base that I used for it was an oil. It doesn't really like actually diffuse all that well passively. It's when you flip it that you mostly get a lot of scent out of it. But it's kind of better than a regular diffuser. Regular diffuser, you have to add water to it, and even then it's only gonna run for like 8 hours. This, at least every time you flip it, you're getting at least a good 24 hours out of it. Scent kind of fades over time, but yeah. Now you can see that they're covered with the oil, and I can definitely smell the lavender. And I have had this now for like, gosh, a few months, and I still have lots of oil in there. So it is really good. I think next time I'll probably alcohol base. Yeah, next time I'll probably use an alcohol base for that. These are my swords. Yeah, it is a real sword, like. Yeah. And I have Sword of the Elf King from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, also, let's see. Also a real sword. This here is my fake sword. This one's just plastic, or not plastic, but foam. I got this from the fair. I got it because it's the mist splitter from Genshin Impact, so I really like the sword design. But yeah, this one's just foam. The other two are, though. I'll probably eventually get a real sword for this, and then this one's just a wand. Wand from Harry Potter. Hermione's, I believe. Other than that, the only thing in my background is my AC unit here. And my wolf clock up there.
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
No,
Elemental
you didn't.
energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him
Shilowoot
to
says
take
the
a
sword's
look.
looking really cool. BTW, I was just curiosity,
received a
that's why I
message
just
from him
asking.
last
Sorry
night,
for
but I
bothered
haven't
you, my
heard
friend
anything
3.
since. The message
It's no
said
bother.
he was looking
I
into
love
some
the
information
swords.
at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Emilie here?
No, she's somewhere else. This is just a random person we found.
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
We are? I was pretty sure I was somewhere else.
Kale. Oh, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emilie is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emilie. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only
Shilowoot
made
says
sense
thank you
for
so
me to
much.
come
You
and
are
give you
very
an
kind to
update.
me. Smiley
Anyway,
face.
based on
what
Thank
we've
you.
reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia. Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match.
How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true
Suspicious.
identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
Is he having lucid dream?
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio
Is he
came back?
hallucinating?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
He could be hallucinating.
It's locked?
Shouldn't be too hard.
There's no one here.
Lucian! Lucian!
That's Sylvain's voice! Hurry, let's check next door!
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Oh, okay. I thought it was the old guy from earlier.
Emilie!
Shilowook says, well, I am enjoying your stream a lot. I'll be start stream in future, and I stream mostly like art, custom art, something like that.
Just unconscious.
Oh, nice.
Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
No, no, that's not possible.
How did someone get in?
Traveler,
Was it his friend?
Ale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He
No.
needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Have we tried CPR? Like...
Shilowook says, yeah, smiley face.
Seems to me he only would have recently died. If we try CPR, we might still save him. I don't know.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain,
Shilowook says, do you like custom
let's
arts?
get you up.
3.
Here, take my hand. Nice and slow.
Yeah, I like art. I don't really need any for my channel.
We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Here, this way. She pushes him off a cliff. This will give you some nice permanent sleep.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self.
Well,
He may
his
have made
friend
some
just
bad
died.
decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful.
Yeah, somehow I don't think he did it.
All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
If Kiria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can. Traveler, I've got
Investigator
things covered here at
Emilie.
the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
She's on the case.
Who would have thought? Yesterday's
Who
case
would've
is still up in the
thought?
air, and now this happens.
And now
Miss Emily,
this.
I heard you're an experienced forensic
Such a
doctor.
shame.
Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though.
Her voice
Judging by the
reminds me
temperature and rigidity
of
of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have
Her
to
voice
do a more
reminds
thorough
me of
investigation
someone.
to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he
Who,
left,
though?
Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene
Yeah,
will
yeah,
fade
yeah,
with
yeah.
time, so
Yeah.
the sooner we investigate, the better.
Project Melody. That's who her voice sounds like. Let me see. Yeah, it's going to be a voice actress. I don't know why they always call them voice actors. It's like it's going to be an actress with female, but whatever. Amber Avils. She sounds like Project Melody, though. I see. Okay.
Shilowook says, well, I am affiliated with a company as a graphic designer and I make 3D animation mostly and all type of digital art, and I help streamers and content creators with their channel and stuffs.
Oh, nice.
If you don't mind, can I show you some of my recent work?
You can on Discord, yeah. I'll look at it. I'm not interested in getting any for my channel. Let me see if we can get some Project Melody voice here.
Hey fam! Thanks for coming to my VTuber debut. I'm Melody. I bet you have a lot of questions.
It sounds similar.
My story has a strange
It's not quite
one.
the same.
Long ago, I was just an innocent little
It could be her kind of changing her voice a little bit.
computer program tasked with scanning emails. Then one day, boom! I'm attacked by a sexy virus. It scrambled my circuits and looted my brain.
She's a very lewd VTuber. Let me see. So
Shilowook says, thank you. So can you share your Discord username?
It's Packlord21, just like on here. Let me see. I don't think they're gonna probably give out Project Melody's real name. Yeah, they're probably not gonna give out her real name. Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, we do know what Neoners looks like. She sounds similar to Project Melody, that's for sure.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Can we... Okay, there's cabinet.
Shilowook says, I sent you a friend request in your Discord. Can you please accept it?
Yep. I gotta open up Discord.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
What if it was set up beforehand, though? What if nobody needed to get in the room, and it was already set up so that he would die from something he was allergic to? That would also imply that something could already be set up for his friend as well. Discord is still starting out.
Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emilie and Sham.
The scary thing is that, like, something you ingest takes, like, I don't remember how long it was. I think it takes like 30 minutes for it to take effect. Something you inhale takes effect almost immediately. Something that you're exposed to through the skin, it generally also takes a while to be absorbed through the skin, and even then it's not as drastic. But like something you inhale takes effect basically immediately. I believe inhaling something actually takes effect even faster than injecting it. Let's see. You'll feel the effects from seconds to a few minutes after inhaling, yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Shilowook says I sent you a DM on your Discord, can you please check it?
A few minutes. Okay. 20 minutes to an hour. Yeah. Injection and inhalation are generally the fastest methods of transmission.
So, did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
Does the lungs absorb oxygen and other substances directly into the blood? That's how your blood gets oxygen, is through your lungs. So breathing in something takes effect nearly immediately in most cases. Same with injecting it into your bloodstream, whereas eating it, well, it has to get digested before it goes into the bloodstream.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the hero?
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
Shilowook says, did you receive
I
my work on
agree.
Discord?
Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything
Yeah, I
together.
haven't looked at it yet. Oh, nice.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
They wouldn't have necessarily had to if it was set up beforehand.
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and Lucian was...
So, no movement from the room next door.
Yeah, it could have been set up
no forced
beforehand.
entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene, and no external injury on Lucian's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed, very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely a ghost.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night. No, that's not what I meant. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on, tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A ghost is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Master!
Edgar? You're up and about already?
Thanks to Emilie, I'm out of the woods for now.
Well, you shouldn't have
Sylvain,
gotten lost in the woods
no
to
matter
begin
how
with.
hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Impossible.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No. He would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
I'm gonna have to go
That's
here.
Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh.
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this many secrets.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Heck yeah.
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about a goose being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible. Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of a goose poisoning in Fontaine. But even if no one was acutely
Shilawuk
poisoned,
says, well, do you have any
willfully
idea
bringing
about
a
custom
product
art,
to
how it will
market
be created?
despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
Yeah, kind of.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucian would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
Yeah, she sounds like Project Melody quite a
we thought
bit.
about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was
Pretty dang
questioning
similar.
Yelena's fake identity. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself.
Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I bet somebody else set it up to look
I
like
thought
that.
about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most
Yeah.
likely.
It
Before
sounds like
Yelena
it could be
died,
Project
she said
Melody.
If
It
anything
really
happened
does.
to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well.
Let me see. I'm wondering. No. Doesn't seem like there's any connection. She sounds similar, though.
That's why Lucien and I were
Doesn't
searching
make
for
sense.
Kyria. To take back Armora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge.
I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a Auguste, or something like that. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred, especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucien? He was just following my orders. Lucien's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache. Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that.
Angel
As
Nix
for
98 says,
Sylvain,
hey, how are you doing?
I'm sure he also
Hope you
has
are having
some
an amazing day.
goodbyes of his own.
Thank you. I'm doing well. How about you?
Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happened tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kiria might try to finish what he started?
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation? If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kiria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight.
Dun dun
In other
dun.
words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucian. As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of
Helping
my men
villains
around the
to
hotel.
catch bigger
If we have your
villains.
assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
Helping villains to catch even bigger villains. What a curious predicament we find ourselves in.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kiria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
Yeah.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using a goose on everybody?
If that were to happen, everyone's standing guard. Even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why
Poisons
everyone
can
else
be
needs
very
to keep
dangerous.
to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
Alright, can we... shoot, it's not done yet. Why is it not done yet?
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kiri is hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're at it. Emily, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here, I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
Yes.
You seem very preoccupied with Kiria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh,
Alright, that's enough talking.
Hey, Emily, Kale. Oh, are we interrupting something?
Ooh.
No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway.
Restreambot says
just
YouTube.
been thinking.
Peyton Sturrit, hi.
If Kiria has the capacity
how's it
to
going?
commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien last night? There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think? When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly
Restreambot
realized
says YouTube. Peyton Sturrit,
maybe
it's going
Kiria
good.
did that on purpose.
That's good. What have you been up
Maybe
to?
He wanted Sylvain to
Playing any
experience the
good
pain of
games?
losing a
Watching any
loved
good
one before
movies
he completed
lately?
his ultimate revenge. So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kiria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going
Restreambot
through
says
his
YouTube.
head?
Peyton
What
Sturrit,
has he
I've been
been
playing with
forced to
baby bunnies
endure?
and friends.
Whenever I
Aww,
get to
baby
thinking like
bunnies.
that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of
That
that
sounds
hatred?
cute. You should send me pictures if you have them on Discord. I want to see bunnies.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me
haunted
not
by
to
the
erase the
memories.
last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment.
Should
Surround
take her
yourself
to the
with
dark
fragrance for
side
too
of the
long,
Force.
and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they
Yes.
truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions?
Yes.
Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
It does sound kind of like Project Melody.
Restreambot says YouTube. Peyton Sturridge, how do you talk in Discord?
You can just add me. It's Packlord21, just like on YouTube and everything. It's exactly like that for my Discord.
Packlord21 says Packlord21.
Yeah.
Restreambot says YouTube. Peyton Sturridge, how do you get to Discord?
How do you get to Discord? Very carefully. Do you have Discord installed? If so, you can just add me. Like, you go to friends, and then I can kind of show you here. So you go to friend, add friend, and then you just paste in my name. Only not potato egg. I don't know why it did defaulted to that. So yeah, you just do that, and then send friend request.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss.
Or it's because we're more rational
than them. It also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria. They all deserve to survive.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two. Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never hurt anyone. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while
Peyton Sturridge, I
still
downloaded
can.
Nice.
We could do that for you,
We've
Master.
also got our Discord server, and I can invite you to it.
I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you.
Let's see. I can invite. Let me see. Yes, I will invite to server. Okay.
I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
That sounds like a sham to me.
You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room. Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler.
Of course.
And Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
Oh, being in a room with Emilie tonight. Ooh.
Tyria given up on his revenge?
Let me see if there's any updates in Discord. Okay.
Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual.
Okay, I'm gonna have to leave here.
Peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Can we exit here? I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I gotta leave. Okay. So. Alright, let's see who we can raid. Yeah. We're gonna raid Potato. She's doing some ZZZ. I'm not sure how long it's gonna be relevant for. And we in.